Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, CyberXPopsy. So, as we are continuing the advent of Cyber 2025, we are apparently on day 3 where we're gonna discover how about the Splunk Basics and did you know about SIEM. Let's click onto the room and see what's exciting. We have officially entered into the room, Splunk Basics, and it also mentioned did you SIEM. First, we need to understand the definition of Splunk. So Splunk is basically defined. It is an enterprise analytics platform designed for real-time searching, monitoring, and analyzing machine-generated data such as logs, metrics, and events for servers, applications, and IoT systems. So we're gonna go into the Splunk Basics room and start doing our activities. So this room has basically have two tasks. The first task is an introduction, so we'll go through it step by step. It's almost Christmas in Varavali, and the team for the best festival company, TBFC, is busy for preparing the big celebration. Everything is running smoothly until the SOC dashboard flashes red. A ransom messages appears suddenly. You can see this is the red flag, and it comes from Hopsack, from MaxKitty or SOCMAS and tonight. So with MaxKitty missing under the network, and the TBFC SOC team will utilize Splunk to determine how to ransom the infiltrated system and prevent the King malware plan from being compromised before Christmas. So they're gonna use Splunk to determine what's the ransom which got infiltrated in the system. So by doing this lab, these are the learning objectives: ingest and interpret custom log data in Splunk, create and apply custom field extractions, and use SPL, which is search processing language, and finally we'll conduct an investigation with Splunk to uncover insights. So if you are new like me, I would recommend to do some labs to get aware of Splunk. So, however, we'll continue for this room for this time. And again, it shows about how to connect with the attack box or a VM machine. So, for this one, start your VM by clicking Start Machine, and of course, we're gonna start the machine, and it will take some time. Hooray, your machine has started. It may need few seconds to become accessible. Okay, and we'll wait for IP address meanwhile. Once if we got the IP address, and we're gonna click on the URL provided in the browser. So for the time being, I'm gonna click check, and we'll wait until it's get loaded the IP address, and then we'll start tasks. And it will take 20 seconds. Meanwhile, we'll explore the task 2. The task 2 states the log analysis with Splunk. Exploring the logs. In the Splunk instance, that data has pre-ingested for us to investigate the incident. On the Splunk interface, click on the search and reporting on the left panel as shown below. Okay, so we now we can click under this link into a new browser. Okay, we're gonna reload it. Close this tab and just give some time. I'm not sure. Here we go. I think it will take some time because the machine takes some time to load, so we'll wait. Okay, we are officially in the span and it's still loading. We'll give some time. Mm. Here we go. So we are apparently the interface looks like this. So we have officially cleaned these steps. So click on the search and reporting on the left panel. Gonna click on the search and reporting on the left panel, and it says search last 24 and verbose mode and how to search. If you are not familiar, it gonna give some documentation, and if you want you can analyze your data with table view. Okay, we're gonna stick with this main page. So on the next page, index equal to main in the search bar to show all the ingested logs. To find out the ingested logs, we're gonna enter this one, index main, and we're gonna time will be selected as all time register log. First we'll check for 24 hours and then we'll see the difference. Is there any difference? So it says apparently there were no logs in the last 24 hours, and now we'll move to the all time. I hope it shows some events now. Here we go. 18,744 events were registered so far before 12th of April 2025. So after running the query, we will be presented with two separate data sets that have been pre-ingested into the Splunk. We can verify this by clicking on the source type field in the field list on the left side of the page. So we'll go to the source page. As you can see, the web traffic is inflated with 17,172 and firewall logs, which is 1572. So we'll go over here. We found this. So the web traffic is all about the data source contains events related to web connections to and from the web server, and the file log data shows about the file logs and showing the traffic which are allowed or blocked. And the local IP assigned to the web server is 10.10.10.1.5. Sorry, 10.10.1.15. So we're gonna explore the logs and investigate. So for the time being, we're gonna record this on our notes, notepad. So we're gonna copy this, Control C, window, notepad. So apparently the web traffic count followed by the percentage. And now we'll move to this one. So we're gonna do some basic search using the index. So in the query, so we're gonna enter this query and do some basic research about the inflated traffic using Splunk. We're gonna enter this and see what's happened. Okay, we got some traffic, and you can see the time and the event has been registered with the source, which is web traffic we want to know. So we're gonna break down this step by step. First we entered the query, which results the web traffic, and the time range we have considered is the all time, and the timeline indicates the visual histogram of 17,172 events. So let's go to the visualization. We are already in the visualization. Hold on. Okay, your search is generating any static or visualization. Here the possible will do something. Hold on. So selected fields. So we need to select some fields in order to get these fields are currently chosen to display in summary column the event list, such as host, source type, and they represent the metadata about log itself. Interesting fields. So we'll select the selected fields. Of course, we have selected host, source type, and followed by they represent the metadata. Okay, and the interesting fields, this span lists all the Splunk has automatically extracted or manually added. Fields with hash date hour are automatically generated by Splunk's time commands. The presence of user agent path client IP confirms the successful pairing of web log structure. Okay, the events are mentioned. Event details and field extraction. This section shows the parsed details of a single event with extracted fields like user agent, path, status, followed by client IP and more. So for the time being, we're gonna use the visualizing the log timeline. Before going to the SOC, so we're gonna enter the thing. So far we have registered how many events we got registered, number of events, 17,712. So we go to the next step, visualize visualizing the log timelines. So let's chart the total event count over time, group it by date to determine the number of events captured by day. This will help us identifying the day that received an abnormal number of logs. So we're gonna find out how many logs using the time chart followed by the count. I'm gonna use the pipe column and control V, and I hope it will show. We go. So now we got this one, and now we will see the visualization. Loading the results. Here we go. From the time we can visualize which period has the highest, and it's October 12th, and the count is the above results are now showing the events log captured by day. We did that one. This could be interesting as we can see some days are getting higher volume of logs. We can also click on the visualization tab to examine the graph for better representation as shown below. So that's what we exactly did, and we came to know that October 12th, 2005 has the highest count with a log of 2267. So we're gonna put the date. So 2025 10th of 12. And the events are 2267. Voila. And so once we can do, we can append the reverse function at the end of the display to result in the descending order with showing the maximum to minimum. So as we can see, the order, the count of events are in this, not in a right order. We can append it by using append followed by reverse, and now we'll see. Okay, still I think we did something. Okay, let's gonna enter. Okay, here we're gonna enter sort by count, and okay, the events are showing in descending order. Now we need to choose. We're gonna use, let's see now. Here we go. If we use minus, it will show the events are showing from lower to higher, and if we don't put, and you can see the difference. I just want to show the difference of using, just not pasting, simply copy and paste. Okay, so we can clearly see, as I said earlier, 10th, 12th of October as the highest, and we'll move to the next one. So the whatever it says, the highest period shows the highest malware activity. And we'll go to the anomaly detection. Now we have examined the days with abnormal logs using the table and graph. Let's use the same query to examine various fields to hunt for suspicious value. We need to go back to the events tab to continue. So we'll go to the events. Hmm, hold on. Mm-hmm. These are things. This is the thing we did last one. And we'll click on this and search. Hold on. Why? Let's see. Close. And we'll do again. We're gonna do over this. Control C. We got totally lost. Why? What happened? That's the thing. Now we got it. Yeah, we are back. So now we want to enter into the user agent. Now you can see the user agent is typically shows which type of browser are we using. Mozilla, Windows, which is iPhone, and Macintosh. This is iOS, Mac, and I'm not sure about wget, wgrab, curl, go, http. I'm sure about SQL map, and this is from the SQL database, and this is from the Python. And let's search about wget, ggrab, and curl, and havage. I want to search this, and we'll see what are these. So basically wget and curl are the command line tools from HTTP, and wget is primarily designed for downloading files. Okay, wget and curl are basically to download the files, and ggrab is not mentioned about it, so information cannot be provided on the basis. HP also is no information data. So got some idea about like what's the basic terms. So we'll go over here and see what's the unusual thing. So you can see the highest number from this is having by Havage from the SQL injection. So we're gonna control C and Windows over here, and we will see Havage is the one the highest rate of hash count, which is a red flag. This looks like a red flag. And let's see about a few more details about what is Havage. Let's see what is Havage. Havage is an automated SQL tool developed by ITsec team and to develop design to penetration tests in identifying and exploiting vulnerabilities in web applications. Okay, and we're gonna see what is ggrab. So the term ggrab can refer like we need to be how specific in cyber. Okay, I think the spelling is wrong. Sorry, I'm not. Ah, extremely sorry for delaying this one. Okay, ggraph is a fast modular application layer network scanner designed for conducting large-scale internet-wide surveys. the one. Okay. We can see this is the automated SQL injection, which is used for purpose of penetration tests. So we'll move on from this. Upon closer examination, it becomes very clear that apart from legitimate user agents like Mozilla variants, we are receiving a large number of suspicious ones, which we'll need to investigate further. So we're gonna invest further. So what we need to do here is the second field we'll examine is the client IP, which contains the IP addresses of the clients accessing the web server. We can immediately see one particular IP address standing up, which we'll investigate further. Okay, so we'll go to the IP, client IP. From this, you can see this IP has registered the highest number. And for the time being, we're gonna copy this IP address, the not highest, some sus, looks like sus to me, and we'll move on. And the third field we'll examine the path is, which contains the URL request by the clients. So we'll go to the third path, which is path, and you can see one is index.html followed by blog and home, and it says context search equal to test. This is some PHP server. As you can see, this is @c password, which contains the passwords file, and this one looks, this is the one, not sure what exactly it is. Let's control C and we'll move. So the third field will examine, the result will show clearly indicates some path investigation. Okay, we got this. And from this we need to look how many passwords. Yeah, this is the one we are looking. Sorry, we entered the wrong one. Delete. We, and we got some notes. And we need to filter out in the binning values. We know the malware rusness uses, sorry, it's filtering out the bin values. So we know King, Malhares, bunnies are use scripts and tools, not standard browsers. Okay, let's filter out the standard traffic. First we're gonna do, let's exclude the common legitimate user agents. The following query will remove the legitimate users and show the suspicious one, which will further investigate. So we're gonna use this. We're gonna show, we're gonna enter this query. This query shows, oops, my badge, and control C. Gonna over here, control V. So the basically this one says simple. It just show only the suspicious activity, because the people apart from the user agents, it won't display the user agents who use Mozilla Chrome and Safari and Firefox. It will only shows only the sus activities. You can see Ruby, stable. You can see this is one more Havage, automated SQL, web shell runner. Yeah. From this, what we came to know is the output reveals the resulting interest. By clicking on the IP, we can see a single IP address now. Okay. Now we can see this is the one we are looking before. So this IP address is looks like some suspicious activity is going on. So we're gonna narrow down suspicious IP. So we're gonna use the same thing, but we're gonna use over here. I'm gonna paste pipe column. Basically, control Z and I hope this should be okay. Okay, we got this. Yeah, this is the one we are looking. And if you click on this, we're gonna show the events. So this will confirm the top IP used by Bandit Bunnies in the search query. The hyphen column indicates the sort count. Part will sort the result but count in reverse order. It's the same thing using the reverse function. Let's pick the address and filter out to see what's the footprints of the activities captured. And we're gonna go into the tracing the attack chain. Now we will focus on the selected tracker IP to trace the steps chronically, confirming the use of multiple tools and payloads. Don't forget to replace the attack with the IP we just down. So we're gonna do some reconnaissance over here to confirm what tools and payloads have been used by user agent. So we're gonna go over here. Before that, let me check once whether I copy this IP. Yes, we already copy. And now we're gonna go Control A. Okay, search. So we did something wrong. And the thing is, we need to replace the IP. Sorry. It is 10 dot. This one. Control C. Now we can see the traffic. Oh, okay. You can see different things. These are the user agents, call, go client, grab. And what we need to do from here is, and this result will confirm the attacker used the low level tools. Okay, these are the call, what get, and was met with this stated codes. So we're gonna, what does 403, 401 indicates? Well, let's see. So the 401 is unauthorized code, indicates the lack of valid authentication, and 403 is forbidden status code, signifies the server request refuses to authorize, and 404 indicates the server cannot find the request source. I hope you get it. So 404 indicates a lack of authentication, and whereas 403 indicates a lack of authorization, and 404 indicates there is no source, such source cannot be located inside the server. Okay, this one will copy. Notes in here, copy paste, and now we're gonna do something. uh, so as you can see, where the call and wget it, the status code will appear whenever the user agents try to access. So the next step, once when we finish the reconnaissance, we're gonna go for enumeration, which is the vulnerability testing. So search for the common paths for traversal and open redirect vulnerabilities. So we're gonna use the same thing. We'll find out the redirect vulnerabilities, Control C, and we're gonna go over here, Control V. We're gonna go with RIP, which is Control, not D. Okay, unbalanced code. So we did something wrong. Okay, so hold on. Yeah, missed one code over here. Again from here. So the output shows the resource attackers where it is trying to access. So let's update the query to control the count requested by attackers. This search is query is filtering on the paths containing dot dot forward slash or the term redirect as it's shown below. This is done to look for the footprints of the path travel items. So we need to update in the search query to escape the characters. So okay, so we're gonna use this and find out what's going on. Control C and Control A, Control V, and here we're gonna add our own IP, which is 198.5.100.55. Enter. Okay, we got something. Yes, we got some file. So this is the download file. So we can see 658 passwords from this Etsy. Hold on. And oops, sorry, not this one. That is our old notepad. Yes. We'll go over here and now we are moving to the SQL injection type. So in order to find an injection type, we need to use find the automated SQL tool and the payload user by user agent. So we can use, gonna copy this and find out what's going on. With this, we can confirm the status. Again, we missed this one. So we gotta make sure to confirm we need to enter our IP 192. 198, sorry. As we found something, when we go to the events, traffic, user agents, so you can see which is highest. We already got the same thing, right? Let me check once. Let's see. Is it the same thing or not? Okay, we done this one. Above results confirm the use of SQL injection. You can use okay as an attack string. F50 status code confirms a confirm SQL injection. Okay, we can clearly see from the web results. We'll go patterns, nothing over here, statistics. Okay, you can see this is the one which has successful SQL injection. So the result indicates the attackers were exploiting the large chunks of log files, tools like curl, ggrab and more. We can confirm the details about these connections in the file logs. Okay, and last but not least, I hope this is the last one. Oh, still we got something. Ransomware staging and REC. So we'll pause for a moment over here and we'll find out the answers. We'll do some questions first. Answer the question below. What is the attacker found in a comprising the web server? We already know. This is the one. Yes, check. And which day was the peak traffic in the logs? So we already did this one, which is this. And what is the count of average user agents found in the logs? We already did this. which is 993. So this is the question. How many paths travel attempt to access sensitive file on the server were observed? Hmm, sensitive files, this is 65. Yeah, yeah, these are the sensitive file where you can see the download files. So we're gonna examine the file logs, how many bytes were transferred. We didn't do this one, so we're gonna continue the thing. So we're gonna find out the solution over here about the correlate outboard confusion. So we were stopped here. Ransomware stage and RCE, which is remote code execution, is a vulnerability that allows an attacker to run arbitrary code on a remote system. If exploited successfully, it often leads to full system compromise. Okay, requests for sensitive archives like /log*z and config indicate the attacker is gathering data for double extortion. In the logs, we identify some requests related to bunnylock and shell.php. Let's use the following query to see what those queries are about. Okay, we'll find out what's going on. So we're gonna use the same thing, Control C, use SQL, Control V, and now here we're gonna use row. We need to replace our own IP. Go over here and it's the IP. Gonna Control V. Yes. Okay. And we can see over here above results clearly confirm in a web shell. The attacker has gained full control over the servers and able to run codes. This type of attack is called a remote code execution. Let me check. We'll find out. Yeah, this is one remote code execution, Bunnylock, and this is one more remote code execution. Yeah, this one, Bunnylock. Where is bunny? Yeah, this is one more remote execution, RCE, and this one too. Yeah, we can see plenty are there. Okay, let's click one of them and we'll see what's going on. And actions, Python request, you can see it also gave the when the user agent trying to access the website. Cool. Yeah, got it. And we'll see correlate outbound C2 communication, command to command, is it? Yeah, command and control. Okay, so command and control infrastructure are a set of programs used to communicate within a victim machine. This is comparable to reverse shell but is generally more advanced and often communicate via common network protocols like HTTP, HTTPS, and DNS. Okay, we pivot the search to file logs using the compromise server 10.10.1 as the source and the attacker IP as the destination. Okay, copy. We'll find out this. Control V. And here we need to enter our IP, which is Control C, Control V, and we'll search. As you can see, what does this indicates? This query established the outbound connection between command and control on the IP on the suspicious designated port. The action is equal to allowed and reason is equal to command to contact fields are confirmed the malware communication was active. Okay, and from this we can extract the data, filter the data, And you can use this, the same thing, where action allowed, and instead of this we can copy just this. It is cut this reason and filter out by SRP. Okay, with this we can see how many bytes have been transferred. This is the one I'm thinking the answer for the last question. So examine the file logs, how many bytes were transferred. Yes, and that's it. We have officially wrapped up. So I just want to know, we can also assume that the sum of function to calculate by using the bytes transfer field as shown in the below. What is SRIP? Let's search this one. This one, SRICP, is it? Just want to SRCIP. Oh, okay, SRC IP. Source IP address. Okay, got it. So SRC source IP address. Oh, got it. So what we did so far, we have identified where the attacker was having the highest volume of malicious web traffic from the external IP, and we also found the intrusion vector with the help of web traffic, and we performed reconnaissance where we found the probes were initiated with curl wget, and we also found the exploitation of use of SQL map and sleep 5, and we also found the payload delivery, which is cmd bunnylog.bin. And lastly, we have confirmed that C2 confirmation, that is command and control confirmation. So with the source of IP address and the established first connection. With that, we have finished the room. And last but not least, if you enjoyed today's room, check out the instant handling with Splunk room to learn more about analyzing logs with Splunk. I would highly recommend it. Even I will go through it later for sure. For now, we'll check it and wrap up this video. Voila, we have officially finished this lab. Of course, it took some time. You did it, and we have earned some points, 40 points, which is decent. And we'll continue. Good. And if you want, you can share it on LinkedIn. For this about streak. And you did it. Waravel is one step safer. The townsfolk are counting on you. Keep on Christmas secure. Head back to Waravel to continue your mission. Okay. And that's it. We have officially wrapped up the video. Thank you for tuning in for this video. I hope you enjoyed my walkthrough. Since I'm a beginner, still I'm willing to learn more and more. I hope to continue the series and coming up with more interesting video. Thank you. Signing off, CyberX Popsy. Happy hacking.